everyone, and welcome to round 5 of the iRacing Grand Am Championship. Of course, live broadcasted to you yet again by v8online.com.au. Thanks to our sponsors, Thrustmaster Track Racer and the all-new V8 Online Superstore coming soon. We're here today at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, formerly known as Mosport, for most of you out there. And joining me again, Matthew Hill. How you been, mate?
Good, Corey. It's good to see you back, and welcome everyone who's watching this at home.
It's good to be back. It's been a rough couple of weeks there. Been pretty sick, so I'm just happy to be back in the commentary box in the host chair, start back off Jay, and at a track I really enjoy, actually. Always been a bit fond of Mosport.
Well, mate, you're sounding good. Sound like you're back at your 100%. So, mate, looking forward to this. And yeah, one of my favourites as well. I do enjoy racing here, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's a fantastic track. I think it's so suited to this style of racing. So I've seen a bit of ALMS stuff here, and it's absolutely fantastic. And I'm going to take a quick look at the grid there. We're running a little bit late. I'll, as per normal, I'll run through the DP class. Matthew Barron getting a pole position tonight. Well, almost a 10th clear of George Sandman, John Emerson in P3, Christopher Osborne in 4th, Mitchell Aberhall in 5th, Jason Mizzy in 6th, Steve Vainus in 7th, Sean Kelly in 8th, Sebastian Cron in 9th, and Michael Fabian rounds out a 10-car field in the DP class. So it's a nice field again tonight.
Yeah, looking like some really strong names in there. I'll run through the McLarens quickly. And we've got a pretty even split between the DPs and the McLarens tonight. Dylan Sharman taking the pole with a 1:15.7. Blake Coppo right beside him. Craig Hunter out of 3rd. Fabio Gonzalez out of 4th. Tony Ortridge out of 5th. Dirk Reinhardt out of 16th. Out of 6th place. We've got Corey Osborne in 17th. In 7th. Martin Turner in 8th. David Inkstead in 9th. Robert Hartley in 10th, and rounding out the field with not actually posting a time is Cyril Rodriguez. So a name I haven't seen here before, but always welcome on the broadcast.
Yeah, it's always good to see more international guys come in, and it's interesting, you know, it's a max field of 30 cars, but tonight we've got split evenly basically of 10 each, or 10 for the DPs and 11 for the GT3 class, and that's going to provide some big points in both classes tonight too, I think. Looking at the strength of field, this one should be quite big, especially for that McLaren class, who's used to normally having 15 to 20 cars.
Yeah, well, we've seen some very common names we get to see on the Monday nights racing the V8s take up this series as well. I mean, these cars are so much fun to drive. It's hard to stay out of them, that's for sure.
Yeah, and as I said, at a track like this, it is so much fun. This is one of the best tracks to race sports cars on, that's for sure. But the warm-up now coming to an end.
Yeah, tonight, 50-minute race as well, so no pit stops. It should be just a flat-out sprint. Very limited opportunities for overtaking here as well at Mosport, and so we should look forward to some really close racing throughout the 50 minutes. I mean, so far in the season we have not been disappointed at all when it comes to the racing, so looking forward to another cracker tonight, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I can guarantee you with this track we will see that'll be some of the the long fast corners and the long back straight there. We're going to see draft become play a big factor here tonight, so I think the racing will be just as close, if not closer, if that's even possible from what we've seen already this season.
Oh, that's exactly right. I am very excited to see how this one starts. I mean, to the guys that are new to the series as well, to the new watchers out there, 2 races in one, 2 different types of classes, each fighting for their own outright win. So, really looking forward to this.
As and as the cars now take off under the safety car. Of course, a rolling start. If you're new to the Grand Am series, it's all races are a rolling start. I don't think the DP would be very much fun to get off the line from standing still. But coming around turn 1, this is it's a good corner. But the next one's what I want to talk about real quick while we're under the safety car, or pace lap rather. Turn 2. I don't want to jinx anyone out there, but I wonder how many cars will be off in turn 2 in this race, because I'll tell you, I've done some racing here and it's guaranteed that someone always goes off there. It's such a fun corner to get right, but such a hard one as well.
Well, I can tell you, Corey, there's a few marks on some tyre bundles down there that I've put on there. It is a very tricky corner, and if you just miss the first apex, because it acts like a double apex corner, if you just miss that first apex, you can go wrong very quickly, end up in that tyre wall. So all it takes is to drop one wheel off in that dirt and you are gone.
Yeah, and also as you turn in, you're coming off the top of a rise off crest, and it just drops away, so you can't see the road. So you sort of you got to think about when you're going to turn in and turn in. And if you've turned in too late, you can get off that throttle. But I guarantee you, drop that one, the one or two right side tyres off in that grass, and once you're out there, the car will go straight into the fence. It's quite brutal, but it's definitely fun to watch.
I tell you, yeah, every time I duck into there through turn 2, and you know, you sort of hold your breath, your hands tighten up on the steering wheel. It's a blind entry, off camber, left-handed downhill, and if you get it wrong, it's race over.
Yeah, that wall comes up pretty quickly, and another hard thing is you got to think, you know, especially if you're at the front of this field, when's the right time to get on the gas? And these guys, obviously, with the times they're doing, have absolutely nailed that. But it is so scary because not only you got to, you know, guess when you got to turn in, you got to think when you're right to hit the gas again. Because if you get that little bit wrong and get that bit of push, as I said, you'll run wide and off in the fence you go.
You see now the McLaren's giving the prototypes just a bit of a gap.
There's the DPs now coming through these last couple of corners. They're a lot of fun to drive. Getting these right in a car with lots of grip is absolutely fantastic. Just wrestle the car all the way through here.
They are so fast, and single line too through the last 2 corners. It makes this some great action.
Here we go. The safety car's pulled off now. Matthew Barron controls the field. They've taken the green, and Matthew Barron's going now. He's going to move over to the left. You have to assume there he goes into turn 1. John Emerson up the inside of Salmon though. That's the position gained ready for John Emerson into P2. Started 3rd on the grid. Look back
Dylan
at the
Sharman
McLaren.
takes the lead into turn 1 quite comfortably in front of Blake Coppo. Craig Hunter in 3rd. Tony Autridge in 4th position. It looks like we have a bit of a move and a shake from Corey Osborne up the inside of Fabio Gonzalez.
All the DP guys managed to make it through that turn 2 I was speaking about now cleanly as they come down through another tight left-hander into the hairpin. Now this is a very tight one and very slow here, especially it's almost first gear, shooting off this hairpin down the back straight. This is where the draft's going to come into play though. If you can get a good run off there and get close enough in the draft, actually look at George Sandman now. Let's have a look here. This will be the story of the race. He's going to duck back in the draft, you have to assume. You can see him he's pulling closer. This is what we're going to see all night. He's got a good run. He's coming on the outside though. You don't want to be out there though up here. Lots of run off, but it's so he's hit the fence. He's going to try and outbrake him around the outside position. Job done rather. Get in 2nd place back, so he's been 2nd, 3rd, 2nd in the space of not even a lap so far. Matthew Barron's loving it, extending his lead at the moment. He's actually run a bit wide.
Oh, Barron, hang on to it. Looks like John Emerson maybe just backed out of that move. I mean, it is 50 minutes. It's quite a long time to be in this car. You don't want to make a mistake on the first lap. Back now, the leaders of the McLarens. We've got Dylan Sharman now taking quite a dominant lead, 2nd on the first lap. Very, very quick time from him as well.
Yeah, that's a fantastic first lap.
And Blake Coppo, the usual contender there, he's holding out 2nd from Craig Hunter, another seasoned veteran. As the McLarens come through into, was it turn 4, the left-hander? Now this is probably one of the most exciting corners on the track. Big downhill. Oh, Craig Hunter!
Oh, Hunter! He's gone!
Big contact!
That'll be race over. He's having trouble with the gears. I heard him there trying to change down.
Oh, that's massive crash. Yeah, trying to get a replay up now on the screen.
Yeah, what he's done is he's come for that, that left-hander there. He's flat out, and he's just dipped the left wheels where the curb, really a curb, I guess, but the wheels have just got on where it all gets patchy. Lost her around and slides into the fence with the left-hand side hard, and that'll be race over.
Yeah, looks like it's a bit of almost like a gutter there, and he got up 2 wheels up on that gutter and just unsettled the car.
Looking back up front now, the DP class, Matthew Barron currently leading by 0.8 of a second. And I'll tell you what, George Salmon, I know it was only lap 1, but he's been racing a couple of races in this time slot now, and he knows how vital it is to make sure you get you don't lose too much track position early on. Once you lose that time, it is so hard to claw it back in the strength of field we have here. Look now back from Matthew Barron as they come down the back straight, although it's not really straight. You go a bit left, you go a bit right, up and down. It's all over the place, this one. But you see George Salmon not close enough at the moment really to take any big advantage from the draft.
Look at John Emerson is all over the back of George Sandman. So Sandman not being able to shake Emerson, and and hoping that Sandman will tow him up to Barron.
Oh, Sandman sideways in the turn one there. That was hugely committed. And as you said, yeah, Emerson, maybe smart thinking. Let Sandman go. Let Sandman maybe catch up to Matthew Barron, and then just sit him behind him and tuck in the draft in that back straight and go with him. Now he wants to move now. He wants to have a job done. Has a look rather.
It looked like Sandman just maybe missed the apex of turn 3 there. So Emerson taking the tight line and obviously making a bit of time up.
And I can say Craig Hunter. Craig Hunter is now gone. He's unfortunately, as I said, over and out for this race. He hit that wall very hard with the left-hand side. Christopher Osborne a little bit further back than we usually see him at the moment. Currently running in P5 behind Mitchell Aberhall.
Yeah, Christopher Osborne has led races from start to finish in this series, so it goes to show you that the different tracks suit different drivers and different setups. So the amount of effort that you put into this will obviously get you a reward, and looks like Matthew Barron has actually put in a lot of effort this week.
Yeah, he's actually been doing a bit of practice lately. It's something that both of us, we both know him, and he likes to just sort of jump in a car and wing it. And he's got a lot of pace. When he practices, look how much he just gets that little bit of an extra edge, moves that little bit further up the field. Doing a great job. The gap now is at 1.3 seconds on the front.
A bit of a battle here now with Gonzalez being attacked quite hard by Dirk Reinhardt, yeah.
Oh, this is going to be interesting here. You don't want to make a move into turn 1. He thinks twice about it, backs out of it. That could have been very, very messy.
Well, Dirk Reinhardt, we've seen now a few times race him in these sessions now with the Aussie Grand Am guys. He actually a very, very good driver. Has a lot of pace, and we saw probably one of the drivers of the series from him at Spa, where he didn't qualify a time and ended up coming second.
Got Mitchell Aberhall and Christopher Osborne there having a big go at the end of the back straight. Look at how close Osborne is now in the back of Aberhall's car. That draft is just such a big play around here.
Osborne making an absolute nuisance of himself. All over the mirrors of Mitch Aberhall.
I have to wonder though, maybe... Oh, I've got a bit of smoke there. Emerson gone! Emerson's gone down turn 2. But turn 2's claimed its first victim. He hasn't hit the fence too hard, I don't think.
Oh, replay.
We'll go to a quick replay. He's just moved over to the right out of turn 1. He's dropped the wheels on the grass, got it loose, and then he saved it, and then got off the brake, and then lost it again. It clips the fence. Hopefully there's not too much damage, but he has lost a lot of positions.
Yeah, it looked like it was just a light scrape with the wall, so hopefully he will get away without any damage to that, but it has dropped him right
back about
now.
9th.
Yeah, almost to the rear of the DPs.
Just looking a little bit further behind that, Blake Coppo hasn't let Dylan Sharman escape a little bit further.
Dirk Reinhardt in the wall, heavy contact. He's been involved with a few people there.
It looks like it was Tony Autridge. Autridge come out of turn 1, hit the inside fence, bounced into, who was that? Corey Osborne, nowhere to go, bounced into him, and then as they've gone, Gonzalez has tried to miss the whole thing. Osborne's up on 2 wheels there. Gonzalez goes to the right, looks like Dirk Reinhardt, nowhere to go, bounced off the fence hard, and on Gonzalez there, so that's what, 5 cars gone in that accident, or is there more? No, they've all managed to get through it, so big mistake from Tony Autridge, just ended about 4 or 5 people's race there. That was some heavy contact.
Look on board now with Dirk Reinhardt. Yeah, it looked like a couple of moments there that escalated into a massive crash there. 2 separate incidents in the same spot.
Yeah, this looks like I said, Gonzalez tried to avoid the Autridge Osborne incident and lost it by himself, and poor Dirk had nowhere to go. There we've got David Hingston running P3.
I bet he can't believe his luck.
Yeah, well, he qualified down there in I think P9 in the McLaren class. So it's been a good couple of opening laps there.
That's it. Well, we're What are we now, 8.5 minutes into it, and he's moved up 6 positions. So you're having that McLaren E-Works in the right place at the right time. A fair bit behind Blake Coppo though.
I think it's now down to Dylan Sharman and Blake Coppo, although Sharman's just managed to extend that gap a little bit more, about another half a second over the last lap or two. But a lot of the big guys in the DP class now have been eliminated from this race, unfortunately. Got Chris Osborne now having a look at Mitchell Aberhall. He's in the draft. Mitchell will know who should stay right, will he? No, he moves back to the left. Here goes Osborne up the inside. This will be an easy job here.
Just got to keep it in and gets it done. Gets it done. So Mitch Aberhall loses his spot to Chris Osborne.
You don't want to be on the outside there, then the back straight. Don't want to be on the didn't want to be on the outside there, then on the back straight. Aberhall's not done with him yet though. He wants to have another go at him back. Oh, I've had a big moment up here. That's Matthew Barron, race leader. Matthew Barron has gone around turn 1 and he's slammed the fence with the front end of that car. That'll be race over. Surely. We're going to get a replay now as he's come out of turn 1. He's dipped the left side tyres on the dirt and hard head on into the fence. Spins it around. George Sandman sails on through to first.
These cars are incredibly fragile and they will not handle a hit like that, so Matthew Barron, it looks like it could be, well, he's definitely out of contention.
Oh, then he's rolled it. He's, sorry Hilly, he looks like he's got back and going in second place, went to turn into the right-hander at turn 3 and into the fence, upside down.
It looks like he dropped some wheels on the grass or the car just did not respond at all to his inputs and he's gone upside down. Huge incidents. 2 crashes in 2 corners for Matthew Barron.
Yeah, last time out, he won the race. This time out, he didn't obviously race at Brands Hatch, but won the Interlagos West race. Come out today, got pole position. And can you believe it? The race leader into the fence and then upside down a couple of turns later. Got Mitchell Aberhall now. These guys have gone from battling for 4th and 5th to battling for 2nd and 3rd now.
Jason Mizzy as well.
Yeah,
and Vano's not far from them as well. It's almost like a 4-car train.
Meanwhile, George Sandman leads by 3.5 seconds. Oh, Osborne's going to get traffic here. Who's that? That's Tony Ortridge in a really awkward position.
Yeah, Tony gives plenty of room and all the DP should get through there without any time lost.
Got John Emerson now trying to make his way back to the pack after his incident.
Oh, Mitch Aberhall goes around the outside of Osborne.
He's got the job done too.
Huge move.
That's a fantastic move there. You can see he got a massive run though. He was already in front of him before they got the braking point into the right hand and the back straight.
I dare say Mitch Aberhall is running a very, very low downforce on that rear wing, so slippery through the air. And manages to just drive around the outside of Osborne. Excellent move.
Yeah, that was fantastic. I was saying earlier, don't want to be on the outside there, but he's made it work. Looking back, as we'll touch on quickly, John Emerson battling with Sebastian Cron at the moment. Hasn't really made up as much ground as I would have thought he would have. Obviously, that little knock on the fence might have done a fair bit of damage to the car. Quite easy to break these things.
I'm just having a look now at Emerson's lap times, and they don't seem to be.
Oh, 2 McLarens off the track. Who was that? That was Robert Hartley and Corey Osborne, both off at the hairpin. Is there any contact there? Oh, look, actually, Corey Osborne has gone around solo by himself. Look at my personal replay here. Osborne's gone around, and then Hartley's just gone in way too deep. Bang! Oh, can you believe it? Corey Osborne was sitting there for a good part of about maybe 15 seconds. And then Hartley comes into the hairpin way too quick and smacks into his front right.
Yeah, it looks like that Rob Hartley just made the mistake at the wrong point in time, and poor old Corey Osborne was just watched him come at him basically.
That's another damage McLaren there for Osborne. He's already been in the pit lane to get it fixed once. Gonna have to go in there and get it done again.
But in the meantime, while we're watching that replay, it looks like that Emerson's got around Sebastian Cron.
Yeah, that all happened, I think, with the run off the hairpin. Didn't see it on my end, but I saw that Cron was a bit conservative there as he come up on the McLarens. Oh, Vainu's gone! He's gone very wide there at the hairpin, off in the dirt. Through goes, who's that? That was Sean Kelly going through. And now it's going to be a drag race up the straight here between John Emerson and Steve Vainus. Well, looks like Steve actually might have got the better run even though he was on the dirt.
Taking the wider line, I suppose, if you will, but
Yeah,
Emerson holding the inside.
He's back in front. It's going to be aggressive from Emerson here to try this. He backs out of it. Vainus moves across. Oh, he's gone a bit wide there though. He's going to have McLaren up ahead. I'm not sure if that's Martin Turner. He has a dive. Vainus very aggressive there. Doesn't want to lose any time to John Emerson now.
Emerson will just try and keep the front of that DP nice and clean. Looking to make a nice smooth move on Steve Vainus.
He's wide at turn 2. Emerson's got a better run. He can't really get the job done here. He's going to have a look. Vainus is wetting deep on the brakes again there. Sean Kelly's live with this. He's pulling away out the front here.
John Emerson trying to force a mistake from Steve Vainus. Vainus very, very shallow entry into Moss.
Look up ahead. Looks like Christopher Osborne there had a big go at David Hingston in the hairpin. Got the job done. So it's quite a short track. So there's going to be a fair bit of traffic around here. You know, the lap into DP in qualifying was only 1 minute 10. So, oh, they're both Emerson there and Vainus on the grass down the straight trying to shorten up the track length. Going to extremes out there at the moment. Vainus gone very wide though. Any advantage he just made is gone. And Emerson straight back on him. Like,
Emerson, a very seasoned veteran in online racing, so he'll know exactly what he needs to do to get around the outside of Vainus.
Emerson. Oh, David Hicks, I think that was. Yeah, John's. Oh, Vainus sideways in turn. It's gone. He's gone. Turn 2. He's held onto it though. Or has he? He's still going on. Look at me. The car goes straight. Punch on that grass there. The car goes straight. He's got it back on track now though.
I tell you, he's very lucky he didn't end up in the wall there, or at least looping it around. So Vainus dodges a bullet big time. But Emerson looks like all the pressure that he applied to Steve all paid off.
Yeah, and looking at Steve, that's exactly what I was talking about in the pre-race there. Once you drop those wheels on the grass, the car just goes straight ahead. God knows what they water the grass with here in Canada, but it just seems to pull the car towards the barriers. We've got a few dramas, the live timing for the DP class. Look at Dylan Sharma now, GT3 leader. By about 3 seconds last time I checked as I went by. Might be a little bit more now.
Yeah, last time by, I think, Dylan.
Oh! Blake Coppo! Sorry, Hilly. Blake Coppo into turn 2. Had that thing almost 90 degrees to the side of the road, and Mitchell Aberhall almost collected him.
It's the scariest part of the racetrack.
Have a look at the replay there. Look at this.
Oh,
Coppo,
geez.
right wheels on the grass as he hits the brakes, and look at Aberhall. Just gets through there. Coppo holds onto it.
Just a couple of centimetres, and it would have been all over for 2 races then. Mitch Aberhall, just dodges that one.
That was close.
Christopher Osborne still sticking with him though. So Aberhall hasn't managed to put a big gap on Osborne.
Looking at George Sandman out, 2.6 seconds of a lead now. He's actually getting caught rather by Mitchell Aberhall and Chris Osborne.
So whether maybe Sandman got caught up in a bit of traffic. Last time by did a 12.6. Yes.
Jason Mizzy parked off the road, I think on the back straight there. He's behind the motor. Yeah, into the back straight there. Jason Mizzy's behind the motor. I wonder why he was parked there in a really awkward position. I was wondering what was going on. Come down the end of the back straight, and we've seen it time and time again in his car. It's so easy by the motor, it can shift it down so quickly as he hits, goes down again, bang. There she goes.
These Daytona prototypes, I mean, they are a big V8 engine, but they rev so hard that they're quite a fragile little system. So unfortunately, if you over rev them, it's all over.
Christopher Osborne, big moment there at the hairpin. Sorry, Hilly. And yeah, you're right. You know, these things, you drive the DP. Like I said, it's one of my personal favourite cars, and you just absolutely, to clean it up a little bit, drive the wheels off the thing. You just got to absolutely get in there and give it a red hot crack, and you know, it puts the motor through a fair bit of pain. But you know, we've seen it happen a fair bit actually now in the DP class. So easy to do. Got to give Jason credit though. You can tell he's pushing when you do that.
Exactly right, exactly right. Looks like John Emerson has actually started to pull back in on Sean Kelly. Big difference in lap times that time by. The gap down now to less than, well, about half a second now.
Yes, absolutely. Dylan Sharman wasn't too far behind those fellas, so I wonder if maybe he got held up there in the traffic. But it's closing up now. Up front, the gap's only 1.8 seconds between Sandman and Abrahall.
Oh, Emerson should have a run on Sean Kelly this time. Up the big long straight, Mario Andretti straight away they call it.
Look at John Emerson, he has a look. If Sean Kelly move over, he didn't. I would have thought for sure he'd move over and hold the position unless he's confident around the outside. No, he brakes early, so I mean, is there a drama with Sean's car? He's off the pace the last couple of laps and Emerson floats on by. John Emerson now moves over from P9.
Place after his mistake. All the way back up to 4th place now.
He's getting a bit of a helping hand at the moment, though, with all these guys going off in front of him. Matthew Barron, Jason Mizzi, Steve Ainus. There's enough laps here for Osborne, Abrahall and Sandman to still go off, and I really hope they don't after saying that. Oh, Sean Kelly! Big moment in turn 2.
Maybe Sean's suffering a little bit with a bit of tyre heat.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe he's gone for a bit of a lower downforce setup for the straights, but you know, there's still a couple of high-speed corners here too that you would really slide the car through, so maybe he's gone the wrong way with the setup for a race.
It's so tempting, especially with a long straight at the back, to go with a low downforce setting and really push the tyres hard. But if you superheat the tyres, just like ice skates, very, very hard to get around the corners.
They look at Blake Copper now. It's been an expensive night for Bits Racing, but it looks like Blake's doing a fantastic job. P2 in the GT3 class.
Yeah, Blake doing a sensational job, and only 4.3 seconds last time by, the difference between first and second. So Blake Coppo really got this Bits McLaren up to speed at Mosport.
Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, Hilly. Remember that?
Force of habit.
We're in Canada, eh?
Yes. Well, we were practicing our Canadian accents offline.
Yeah, it's probably best we don't bring it out.
Mine was atrocious, so I didn't go there. But Bainus looking like he's
Gonzalez, sorry Hilly, Gonzalez is gone at turn 2, he's in the fence. So he's only hit that very lightly though. I switched to him, I'm gonna go to a quick replay. He's just turned it in, as I said, on the bumps and off the brake, round he goes, slow spin. I'll tell you what, he's hit that thing at only a couple of Ks there. And it was actually about 40, he's a bit faster than I thought, but off he goes. It's another car at the turn 2 wall though.
Yeah, that's a typical turn 2 crash, that one, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's not the first, and he definitely won't be the last.
No, that's definitely right. Oh, looks like we've got Corey Osborne, huge down for McLaren, turns it again at turn 8.
Hey, well, it's not been a good night for Osborne. It's probably the third time he's put that thing in the fence or into another car, or had a few trips down the pit lane. Hopefully he can, you know, get it down there, get it fixed, and come back out again. That's an interesting night, that one.
That's right. Well, I tell you, if you're looking for a cheap McLaren,
oh, had a big moment with Chris Osborne. He's gone in front of Sebastian Kron there. I saw. What's happened? Oh, he's that turn 3. Turn 3. Got my replay up now. He's come through turn 3. Just got on the gas a little bit early. Run wide into the fence. Bounces off the car off 2 wheels and spins it around middle of the racetrack. Actually, then backs into the fence.
Man, that's huge damage for Christopher Osborne, and he will be absolutely devastated.
That was 3rd place. They're dropping like flies here at the moment. And this is one of the tracks, probably one of the tracks you have to be the most committed at out of anything else that I've driven before. The corners are just that fast, and everyone's paying the price at the moment now for really driving the wheels off the thing.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see what could have caused that now.
I think he's trying to look wide.
Yeah, it looks like he maybe just overcooked the exit and put a couple of wheels on the grass, and then he was just a passenger from there on in.
Yeah, because definitely have done that quite a few times in practice. You just get on the gas stick and you can get around that corner, and you know the grass and the curb when the exit comes closer and closer. Like, no, I've got this, don't got this, and into the fence you go.
But Emerson, courtesy of that mistake, back up to 3rd place.
They've all driven off. They've all driven off the road in front of him, and now he's in 3rd. Although he's 8.7 seconds behind George Sandman, so he'll be a bit disappointed with that one after he was on his bumper. Sean Kelly now continuing. The car's going off. Looks like coming out of the hairpin, just a little bit sideways, up on the curb. Off you go. Sebastian Kron gets the job done.
Oh, I have done that a lot of times, Sean. Don't think you're the only one to do that, mate. Back on pace now.
Just having a look now, we've got Craig Hunter is officially a DNF. Corey Osborne's a DNF. I don't think Dirk Reinhardt's back out there. He's in the pit lane, I believe. Yes, he is. Haven't seen Fabio Gonzalez back out there. Matthew Barron is back out there, actually. 7 laps down. No Jason Mizzy. And Christopher Osborne, you'd have to think up that on to be out of the race as well. So this is quite a high DNF rate we've had today. Usually, 20 cars. We normally have about 30.
Yeah, that's right. There's a lot to be said about driving at 9/10, not on the right on the limit. There's a lot to be said about that. I mean, if you started 6th and kept it nice and clean, kept it straight, you'd be in 3rd place.
Yeah, the thing is, at this racetrack, as well as I do, Hilly, you can't afford to back off the pace here. The corners are that fast, and you just got to get in there and have a big go. That you start backing off, and you'll lose positions left, right, and centre. Looks like Steve Anews, after his little bit of an off, is catching Sean Kelly after his little bit of an off. Michael Fabian there started in P10, currently runs P7. Probably the only guy we haven't spoken about all race.
It's good to see Michael out and about in the Grand Am. I think he's really enjoying driving this prototype.
Yeah, the first few weeks when Noel's in the comms box, he was out there having a go, so it's a fantastic car. I think I say it every time I commentate. It's my favourite car by far. It's so much fun to drive. So it's good to see these guys come back week in, week out. John Emerson's off the road again. Looking at turn 2. Went to go around the outside of Fabio Gonzalez, who actually got it correct. I said he wasn't back out there, but he is. Emerson tried to go around the outside at turn 2, and I'll count that as another turn 2 off there. They're all going to blame me at the end of the race, and they go back and watch this.
Well, we've said it a few times in this broadcast that anything can happen in these races, and this week no exception to the rule.
Dirk Reinhardt now back out there, so that DNF rate that I thought was about 5 cars right now is down to only about 2 or 3, so 2 GT3 cars of Reinhardt and Gonzalez back out on track now. Meanwhile, George Sandman leads by, actually I'll give you an update as they cross the line this time by. Leads by 2.9 seconds.
Yeah, nice little lap there from Sam, and 11.6 to Abrahol's 12.1.
Yeah, it's a good lap there by Sam. Only 2 tenths off his fastest lap of the race, which he did on lap 3. So 20 laps later, he's only dropped 2 tenths.
And leading the McLarens, we've got Dylan Sharman out to a 5.4 second lead over Blake Coppo. Then we've got Hingston in 3rd.
Yeah, Hingston will be loving it at the moment. He stayed out of trouble. He's now running P3.
I tell you what, if you were Hingston, mate, you'd be out to the news agent to buy a lotto ticket, I reckon, after tonight's race.
As soon as the finishes, off he goes. Although, if he does win now, he's got to give us some of the money for that one.
Yeah, just forward it straight on, David. That'd be much appreciated, thanks.
Also got to thank one of our GT3 regulars, Christian Alwood. He played a big part over the last week and a half, 2 weeks. We've been doing a fair bit of work on the new overlays you see on your screen, and it's finally good to sort of show the public what they are, because we were so excited when we started working on them, and they're definitely a big improvement over what we had. So big thanks to Christian. Obviously couldn't make it tonight. I think we've been working too hard. Hearing that he knows of the few little bugs in there that we're hoping to have fixed in the next couple of rounds. So, but I think we've been working too hard because he hasn't actually managed to make it to the grid tonight.
Yeah, slave drivers here at VADS Online, that's for sure. I am definitely working for minimal wage, that's for sure. Very, very minimal.
Minimal, mate. I'm doing it for free, so what are you complaining about? Doing it for my love of motorsport.
Nah, that's exactly right.
Looking now, George Saban up behind David Hinkson. As all the cars that had a bit of a, their offs and whatnot, they're a little bit more spread out now. Everyone's sort of, I can't find it 2 cars at the moment on track that are close enough to actually win a battle. As I say that, heard that Steve Vanu's Mark Fabian,
and
a little
Kelly,
bit apart.
And Kelly also.
Yeah, they're about half a second-ish apart from each other, so not close enough to make a move. Closest battle pack on the track though. Currently racing for 5th, 6th and 7th.
Looks like Fabian is ever so consistent in that McLaren. I mean, I'm just having all these lap times now, and they're
going pretty fast for a McLaren.
Yeah. Oh, in the McLaren. Oh, I've done that a few weeks now. I've done that.
Mate, what's going on?
Horrible. I don't know, mate. I don't know. Need a holiday.
Doing 1 minute 12s in the GT3 class,
Yeah,
then Dylan Shawn will be a little bit worried about that one.
That's very quick. I'm surprised he's not leading him if that's the case.
Speaking of Dylan Sharman, where's he at the moment on the racetrack? And look, he's coming into turn 2, got a nice lead now. We spoke about Blake Coppo being pretty close at the start of the race. He's now dropped off quite a bit now. Sharman coming into turn 3 as Coppo exits turn 2. Gap up front has closed down a little bit now, 2.1 seconds, so you'd have to think traffic's been a factor. Speaking of traffic, Dirk Reinhard there in front of George Salmon, that looked a little bit awkward. Wasn't that bad once they got through with it. Christopher Osborne actually is also back on track doing 1 minute 16, so the car's obviously got a fair bit of damage. So he was lapping in the 11s at the start of the race now, the last few laps, 18, 17, 16, so he's getting faster. That's the main thing, got a bit of damage there. You'd have to think to the Osborne car, that was a big hit into the wall, twice actually too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these cars rely so much on the aerodynamics for their lap speed and their downforce. I mean, if you just so much as to crumple up one of the carbon fibre panels, it is seriously detrimental to your lap speeds.
So we're over the 30-minute mark now, so not much longer to go. Only about 18 minutes. Sean Kelly now coming under attack from Steve Andrews. He runs a bit wide there though on the exit of the final corner.
Fabian got a good run out of turn 1. Looking good into turn 2.
Yeah, if you get a good run out of 1, if you get a good run out of 1 and then get close enough into 2, you can have a bit of a dive up here at 3, but I don't think he's going to be close enough.
Fabian, I think, is just saving his tyres. You can see he's not really using all of the track. I think he's saving a little bit something maybe for the end.
Yeah, maybe, if you can stick with those two in front of him and just save those tyres, and he can have a big go there. Speaking of a big go, Sean Kelly, big moment there.
Yeah, right on the limit.
That's at the very top of the crest. He's at the back end, got very loose.
Managed to save it and didn't really spoil his run out of Moss as well, so good drive on the last corner, but it looks like we've got Venus now feeling the effects of his draft.
Yeah, Venu's not close enough though. Go on board with the Daytona Prototype race leader George Sandman for a lap around the Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. Still trying to get used to that name. Have a look now. The slowest point on the track, and this car's still going 90 kilometres an hour, so for the slowest point that's still pretty quick at the moment. It shows how much grip these things have. Kind of behind GT3 leader Dylan Sharman at the moment.
An uphill run all the way up Murray Andretti Straight. It's up to about 260 kilometres an hour.
And you can hear that thing revving hard on the brakes there. We just waits for a good time to get past Dylan here. He'll go up there straight. Off he goes. And now we swap from the DP leader, drop over to the GT3 leader Dylan Sharman for a lap. And McLaren, it's quite a bit different to drive, that's for sure.
And listen to as well, the McLaren is quite a fair bit louder. It also has a completely different note to it. I reckon it sounds absolutely awesome.
Yeah, it's a good sounding car, although I would love nothing more than to have a nice 458 Ferrari in iRace. You can hear that thing scream. I've heard that thing in real life. I'll tell you, it is absolutely beautiful.
I don't think you're alone with that one, that's for sure.
I think you wouldn't be able to hear the DPs out there if you had a couple of Ferraris. But,
we're on board with Dylan Sharman right now. His lines are almost impeccable. I know he's done a lot of practice this week and put a lot of effort into his early time and his race setup, so showing a real dominance here.
Yeah, and this is a track this car has been to quite a fair few times now too. It was when it originally came out, it was here, so in the inaugural season rather, and obviously last season as well. So probably a lot of laps done here. The McLaren is big sideways movement there.
Nice and loose. But I know that he's got a very fond. Basically, he's got a bit of a love affair going with this track. He absolutely loves this track.
Yeah, it is fantastic. I say, if you get that limit, it's it's for me, it's a lot like Virginia. Virginia's a track where you really have to be on your A game. You have to be so much on the limit to get a fast lap there, and I think it's very similar here too. You got to find that limit, and once you find it, it is absolutely amazing to drive. Got Steve Ainu being attacked by Michael Fabian still, and Sean Kelly's driven off a little bit there up the road, and here goes Fabian. He's close enough now to start having a look.
Seems to me that maybe Fabian is running a really high downforce setup because he can close in really well in the faster flowing corners, but as soon as it comes to a big straightaway, he's hasn't unfortunately got the pace to stick it up the inside of Venus.
Yeah, we'll have a look here actually. It's in the draft. A good run off the hairpin there for Venus. That might explain too why Steve's a little bit sideways in the corners and really fast on the straights. But you're looking at the speeds now. Fabian at 250. Sorry, I'll go to Steve first. Steve 275. Pretty close. I can hear Fabian on the rev limiter there actually.
Yeah,
but,
I've got Michael Fabian at pretty much the same speed.
Yeah, it was very close. I think the early, you might be right though with the lower downforce though, because Venus got to that speed a lot quicker. I think the only reason Fabian did was because he was in the draft. So I do think maybe Steve running a little bit of a looser setup. As Fabian has a look around the outside at turn 2, don't want to be out there.
Fabian all over the gearbox.
Has another look. He's got Blake Coppo there up ahead.
Oh, Blake,
Steve going to look around the outside.
Right in the middle of the track.
This is going to be awkward for Fabian here actually too. Going to get stuck lining through the hairpin. Yeah, he's going to lose a lot of time here. They're trying to back off and have a run.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, that's best part of a second or more loss right there. Gets in the draft. We'll drive past him fairly easily. Going to take a couple laps now to close that gap back up.
I'm just having a look now at the timing, and Emerson is absolutely reeling in Abraham. Absolutely just bringing him in. Last time by, the gap between second and third place in the prototypes down to 2.6 seconds.
You have to wonder if maybe Mitchell, he's so fast in the early and middle part of the race. If he's maybe, bumped those pressures up a little bit too high or on a bit of a loose setup, and the tyres are paying for it now. He was mighty quick on the fresh tyres though.
But 2.6 seconds, I mean, you can physically see the driver down the road, and it just drives you that little bit harder to make those little tenths of a second up even quicker. So
yeah, look, actually, Haberhall's really struggling here.
Look, last time by, Emerson was 0.8 of a second faster. That's a huge difference in time.
Yeah, he's really struggling at the moment. Have a look at him here. If there's any dramas, I mean, bit of understeer. He's not that far wide off the apex though.
Yeah, understeer's pretty typical for turn 8. Unless Mitch Abraham maybe got caught up in a bit of traffic there.
Yeah, we had to delay getting on the throttle though, out of the final corner.
Last time.
They've lost him a lot of time there. It was Robert Hartley.
Hartley, unfortunately, the wrong place, wrong time.
That'll help John Emerson, big time. But I have to wonder though, as I said, a lot of high-speed corners, maybe bump the pressure up too high, or a lower downforce setup, and just maybe slid that car around a little bit more.
Well, I'm just having a look now as well. I mean, Sandman pumped in a 112.3. Mitch Abraham pumped out a 112.3.
That was with traffic though, remember too.
Yeah, exactly. And Emerson with an 11.8.
I think Emerson had a clear on that last lap though. Sandman was held up by Robert Hartley, so that'll explain that bit of a drop off there. I think Emerson's got enough speed to catch Abraham. I think as long as Sandman doesn't make a mistake or get held up too badly in traffic, it's his race at the moment. Got about 10 minutes to go. Got 9 minutes to go, so I think it's Sandman's race at the moment to lose. But I think Mitchell Abraham though still definitely second place isn't guaranteed for him.
Well, that's right. Emerson can catch him, but he's got to get around him.
Yes, it's one thing to catch someone and then get around. It's another thing. Although, that big long back straight there with that draft, it's so easy to have a big dive up inside.
And we've seen people drive around the outside of them as well. Just absolute huge turn of speed, and that draft helping exponentially.
A quick look at the field with last time by. I've only got about 8 minutes to go. George Sandman is leading by 4.3 seconds over Mitchell Abraham from John Emerson. Sebastian Cron done a great job. He started from P9, now in P4. Sean Kelly in 5th, Steve Anu 6th, Fabian in 7th. Osborne, who was in 2nd, had a big moment, 3rd rather. Big moment, hit the fence hard, currently now in P8. Matthew Barron, the early race leader, bounced off the fence big time whilst leading. Currently 7 laps down in P9, and Jason Mizzy, with the blown motors, currently sits in P10, 19 laps down and out of the race.
Look now through the McLarens, we've got Dylan Sharman taking a 6.2 second lead over Blake Coppo, with David Hinkston in 3rd, Martin Turner in 4th, and that's it in the McLarens on the lead lap. Then we've got Rob Hartley in 5th place. Then we've got a wide range of people involved in accidents. Fabian Gonzalez, Dirk Reinhardt, Tony Autridge, Cyril Rodriguez with an unfortunate disconnection. We saw him drop out from the server, unfortunate for Cyril. Corey Osborne and Craig Hunter with that massive accident all by himself very early in the race.
Yeah, I was about to touch on the reason there's not that many cars on the lead lap there. We had that massive 4-car accident early on. Almost forgot about that one.
Yeah.
That really made the GT3 class rather quiet the rest of the night after that one. A look at Steve Anu's Michael Fabian tried a big look up around the outside at turn 3. Lost a bit of time though. It's impressive though he's caught up to him now after that bit of a moment behind traffic. And while Sean Kelly has driven away from these two, so really a battle at the moment for P6 and 7.
Looks like Fabian's starting to get a bit desperate, mate. He's trying to invent ways to go around Venus.
Look, Steve Anu's, look at that. There has to be different downforce settings on these two cars.
I mean, they're topping out the same speed, but Fabian's getting a tow. So Fabian definitely running a much higher downforce setting than Vanus. Oh, Fabian running it really loose.
He's closed up a lot in the corner, so definitely I think Fabian's got a lot more downforce in that car. Had a lot there, he closed right up in the back section of the last corner. So here we go. Robert Hartley in a really odd position. Fabian's going to go around the outside. Will he? No, he wants to. Too dangerous. Actually almost lost it there, being too cautious. Of course, speed generates downforce in this thing, and once you knock it off too much, the thing will get very taily, and Fabian almost went around there, just being a little bit cautious. So again, GT3 traffic affects Fabian's run at attacking Steve Vanus.
Unfortunately, it's all a part of multi-class racing. Oh, Vanus nearly puts 2 wheels on in the dirt. Oh,
the highway's out of the hairpin.
Every millimetre.
Back, speaking of attacking, looking back up front, we've got Mitchell Aberhall. Still being closed in by John Emerson.
Yeah, Emerson down last time by down to 0.8 of a second.
He's running out of time though. We've got 5 minutes to go, and there's a bit of traffic up ahead, but 5 minutes to go. If he doesn't get this done soon, actually spin up ahead. George Sandman, race leader, has gone around, he's spun it. There he goes, there's Mitchell Aberhall, takes the lead. 5 minutes to go, Sandman has coughed it up. Aberhall, the new race leader. Gonna go to a replay now. Looks like it was in turn 3. Runs wide, out of turn 2, gets sideways, tries to catch it, hits the brakes, and then sideways on the grass on the left-hand side into turn 3. Round he goes. Tried to gather it up. Can you believe it? The second time tonight, the race leader has spilled his stuff. I was about to say spilled his milk, but I didn't want to go there again. But now, Mitchell Aberhall leads the race.
George Sandman, unfortunate mistake now, relegates him back to 3rd place, and the battle for 2nd and 3rd has now been elevated to 1st and 2nd. Aberhall looking for his first victory in Season 2, 2013.
I'll tell you what, I've got to say, forget David Hingston going out and buying a lottery ticket. I think John Emerson needs to go and buy one. Because he went off the racetrack early. I didn't like contact with the wall. I thought it would have had a bit more damage. But literally, 5 or 6 cars have gone off the road in front of him. He's now up to P2. He's running in P9 after he's a little bit of an off, but they've all just gone off the racetrack in front of him. He now runs P2, and we believe he's faster than Mitchell Aberhall in the closing stages of this race. I don't think he's going to be close enough though to make a move unless Aberhall has a bit of a moment or gets stuck in traffic.
There seems to be a bit of a running theme, unfortunately, in the leaders.
But I think John Emerson needs to go and buy a lottery ticket rather than David Hingston. Maybe they both can and then share the money with us. But
I think there's going to be a bit of run on lotto tickets. I think
it's unbelievable. I mean, he was off in the wall. I thought the car had a lot more damage. It obviously wasn't too bad. But the fact that 5 cars have now gone off in front of him. He'd be kind of hoping that one car in front of him left will do it also. Look at Fabian got a run on Steve Vanus. It's a lot closer this time, exiting the hairpin.
Yeah,
it's his early drive though. Yeah, the early drive's what gets Vanus normally, but Steve already moves to the right. Fabian's in that draft. Steve's got a hold of right. He's held to the right there. Break it late, Fabian. He's going to do it. Around the outside. He's got a hold on this one inside for the next one. Won't be able to do it. He will. Holds on to the outside. Has the inside now. But now he's going to be on the outside as well. So, look, he's going to hold on to it though. Vanus held that position, or does he? He moves over just.
Side by side for 3 corners. That's incredible driving. Plenty of space given from each driver. So, fabulous racing, boys.
So, with 2 minutes to go, Mitchell Aberhall leads, and looks like that was, who's that in front of him? Fabio Gonzalez getting out of the way. He's got a 1.1 second lead over John Emerson. I don't think John's quick enough to catch him. Whilst he is quicker, I don't think he's going to be able to get close enough.
Just takes one little mistake, so...
Yeah, well, that set 5...
Vanus is off in the dirt. Fabian gets the spot back, but Vanus does not...
Here you go, watch the draft here, though.
Yeah, that's
I wonder if Steve can get a good enough run here and have another big go at the end of this back straight. We'll keep an eye on this one here. Here we go. He's pulling back in. Look at this. Look at the speed.
Look at the difference in speed.
There is a big difference in the downforce settings of these 2 cars. There has to be. Even Fabian couldn't pull in that much. Now he's got to do what Fabian did last lap. He's going to get the job done. Goes off the rail. Oh no, he doesn't.
Fabian, what a move!
I thought that was done. I was watching it from the chase cam. The next thing you know, there's a blue and orange car going flying around the outside. I thought that was job done for Steve Hayne, who's there.
Oh, man, that is awesome driving from Fabian. That's the move of the day for me. That's brilliant. Absolutely sensational.
Looking up front, the gap now less than a second between the two leaders. Sandman's not close enough. He wants those two maybe to tangle on the last lap, get his first place back, but Aberhall's got to do this, I think, one more time, I believe. I think Aberhall will have to do this. Looking at the timer, I could be wrong, could be two, I think. Aberhall's gone! Aberhall's in the fence hard. Sorry, Sean Kelly rather, Sean Kelly's teammate. Don't want to jinx one person there. Sean
Give
Kelly
me a heart attack, mate.
out of the hairpin. He's held it, hit the brakes, got off the brakes, not allowed the car to roll forward into the fence, and that'll be big damage to the front of that DP. Meanwhile, up front, Mitchell Aberhall cross the line, 49 minutes, 20 seconds. So this will be the final lap. He's got the gap is 7/10 of a second, 8/10 of a second now. Emerson's not close enough. He needs to get a good run through his next couple of corners and get off the hairpin as good as he possibly can.
Emerson now. All he needs is a toe. If he can get close enough coming out of Moss, the hairpin, he'll be looking good for a run on Aberhall.
I don't think he's close enough. Aberhall needs to nail this. Look at him close in. That's going to hurt him on the exit here, I think. He had a lot of entry speed. The exit speed, though, as you can see, Aberhall drives away. So there's only about 3 or 4 corners to go now. Mitchell Aberhall, he shouldn't catch up to Blake Coppo. So this should be a clear run.
Yeah, take something disastrous from Aberhall or something absolutely brilliant from Emerson.
We've seen blow motors here. We don't want to see that again. He gets to this one. He's wide, though. He's pushing it. 2 corners to go now. He's got a left-hander and then a right-hander, and he'll be home to take checkered flag. Mitchell Aberhall comes out of the last turn, takes the win at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, also known as Mosport. Fantastic drive there. John Emerson comes home in P2, and George Sandman, he led most of that race, will come home in P3.
The prototypes do not disappoint again. What an awesome show from those guys.
Looking at Dylan Sharman. Still about half lap to go now, so no celebrating just yet for Dylan.
They still got half a lap to go. Generally the longest half a lap in when you're driving as well. But Dylan Sharman leading quite comfortably over Blake Coppo with 7.5 second lead. And then the luckiest driver of them all at the moment, I think, is Hinkston in 3rd place.
I think Emerson will give him a run for his money though at the moment. 5 cars went off the road in front of John Emerson. I'll let you call home the GT3 later there, Hilly.
Dylan Sharman coming through turn 9, looking to get a nice clean exit off the last corner, and it's Dylan Sharman takes the lead in the McLaren GT3 class here at Canadian Tire Sport Speedway. Closely followed by Blake Coppo, and waiting now for Hinkston to cross the line to complete the podium. We've got Hinkston out of fuel.
Hinkston, actually, where's Martin Turner? Where's Turner? Where is Martin Turner? Is he already... Alright, Harry Turner's already crossed the line, so that'll be... Hinkston should get the position regardless, I believe.
As long as Hinkston can get to the finish line, he will take this out. Looks like he's in absolute cruising mode, so...
Maybe he's got enough fuel, he's just trying to trick us all. And get a bit of airtime on the camera. No, he's in the pit. What's he doing? He's in the pit lane here. This is a bit special. Maybe he's already finished.
Yeah, maybe he's already completed a lap.
Yeah, because he was 3 laps down, and the leaders were only 2. So, our apologies on that one. He's already completed the race. So, I don't think Hinkston's not the special one. I think we're the special ones here tonight, Hilly. That was a bit different.
Yeah, not the first time I've said something silly. Probably not the last either.
Going to take a quick look at the Daytona prototype results. Mitchell Aberhall, fantastic win from John Emerson. I think it's the luckiest man of the night there. 5 cars going off in front of him after he had his own moment all by himself. He'll come out, Emerson and P2. Sandman led the majority of that race. A bit of a moment with about 3 or 4 laps to go. Will come home in at P3. Sebastian Cron, great job there for 4th. Michael Fabian finally got around Steve Vanews, and Sean Kelly actually for that matter, in the final laps. He'll come home in 5th. Vanews 6th. Kelly 7th. Fast man Christopher Osborne, P8. Pole sitter, Matthew Barron, an early race leader. Matthew Barron comes home in P9. And Jason Mizzi, the only DNF in the DP class with a blown motor.
Now we look through the McLaren MP4-12C GT3 Championship. Dylan Sharman takes the lead from flag to flag. Blake Coppo in second place, David Hingston in third, Martin Turner in fourth, Rob Hartley in fifth place. Then we've got a range of very, very second-hand McLarens. Fabian Gonzalez in sixth, Dirk Reinhard in seventh, Tony Autridge in eighth, Cyril Rodriguez in ninth, Corey Osborne in 10th, and Craig Hunter rounding out the McLarens in 11th place.
Fantastic race in Canada, eh?
Oh, that had everything. That's what racing is all about.
Yeah, I'm so glad we don't have to come back to Canada this season.
I don't think they'll let us in.
Although, where are we off to next week? I'm sorry, I've been a bit crooked. I actually haven't been keeping in touch with the schedule.
Oh, mate, with all the excitement on track, I really haven't made any attention either.
I gotta guess, we might have to start working on our accent to maybe make it a little bit better for next week. Like, racing actually might have gone down. I'll have to check then.
But, a bit of a crash from the website, but absolutely awesome racing. I mean, this Grand Am series has not disappointed. It is just absolutely just flat out sprint racing over 50 minutes. It is just epic driving.
Yeah, and I believe actually we're off to Laguna Seca next week. I just brought up the schedule, so off to America. So I think we should have no dramas with that one.
No, they'll let us in for sure.
But yeah, you're right. Fantastic race tonight. It's a track that everyone loves so much, and so many mistakes. And we sort of, I thought it was going to happen though too, because it's a track, as I said, you can't afford to back off. You need to push, and I think basically half the field found out they pushed a little bit too hard. But nonetheless, it was still a fantastic race.
Well, we saw, basically an upset, really, I suppose you'd call it, in the prototypes, with Abraham coming from 5th place. I mean, after Barron put it in the wall, Sandman with his spin, Emerson off the track as well, and a good battle between him and Osborne to take the position. But Abraham with a very lucky win, and also, well, not to say they didn't deserve it. I mean, he drove it straight and clean the whole race.
Yeah, he's probably one of the only guys that I think didn't go off the racetrack. So it really does pay. And I think Laguna Seca next week might be a little bit similar too. The walls are pretty close. There's some fast corners, and we saw a lot of action in the V8 Supercars only a couple of weeks back. A track I think is definitely going to suit this type of racing as well. Yeah,
that's right. I mean, it's got probably some of the most epic corners in racing around the world with the corkscrew. I mean, we'll be able to see those cars dive through that corners, and with the extra downforce, the speed they'll take those at is quite scary. So, mate, I'll be glued into my seat again next Thursday night for sure.
Yeah, I got my fingers crossed I can be back on a regular basis now. I feel much better, and hoping nothing else gets in the way. But I'm looking forward to the corkscrew. I think that's going to be very interesting, seeing the DP guys come screaming into there, and hopefully not seeing any spun cars coming on the exit, because that could be quite awkward. But it's a great track, and I think, as I said, it's really going to suit this type of racing. But I'm going to come to the end of the night. Unfortunately, it's almost too good. I don't want to leave. But a big thanks to our sponsors. Quickly, Track Racer, Thrustmaster, and the all-new Vets on the Superstore, which I can promise is coming soon. A lot of work going on behind the scenes on that one, so hopefully it'll be up and off the ground pretty quickly. And big thanks, Hilly, for coming along tonight again.
Yeah, no problem at all. My pleasure. Absolutely enjoy doing this. This is a great fun.
So we'll see you at the same time next week from Laguna Seca. And don't forget, the V8 Supercars on Monday night will be at Virginia. Actually, Virginia. I've got to try and get out and have a spin if I can. I don't think I'm going to be able to, but that'll be from 7:30. So make sure you tune in then on Monday night for the V8 Supercars at Virginia. Until then, you've been watching on v8online.com.au. We'll see you next time.